Tsunayoshi, rash shogun of Yamato, bartering his soul to a mad priest for an army of the undead to conquer all.
Throne of Darkness. This game is a hack-and-slash dungeon crawler, highly inspired by the Diablo series. You play as a group of samurai warriors fighting against a dark warlord in a sort of pseudo-mythological Japan. Most of the features in Throne of Darkness are actually lifted straight from more popular games. Inventory, character stats, skill trees, waypoints, even gameplay elements like shrines are identical to something you would expect from the Diablo series. There's also a lot of unique mechanics. Unlike Diablo, there are 7 characters, 4 of which can actually be used at the same time. And of these 7 characters, each is sort of a different take on samurai pop culture. There's the archer, wizard, and swordsman, whose names speak for themselves. Then there's the brick, who's a sort of high vitality tank, the high strength, high damage berserker class, the ninja, who is a sort of specialized utility fighter, and then there's the leader, a balanced combination between all the other classes. Unfortunately, a lot of the skills are shared between classes, so their roles start to overlap. By the end of the game, it really takes away from the unique feel of each samurai. It doesn't take much away from combat though, because jumping between the 4 active samurai is still really fun. Crafting is actually one of the best parts of this game. You have a blacksmith to scrap any junk gear, and then that scrap is used towards crafting more powerful equipment. On top of that, you can customize your weapons and armor. In fact, half of all the items that drop are components that are used to enchant your gear. Along with the blacksmith, there's also a priest, which is used to identify unique gear, and then later in the game you can gift him magical items and unlock more spells. Some of those spells are really fun, but others are barely functional. Frankly, the game has a lot of balance issues, not to mention a brutal difficulty and a completely unforgiving resurrection system. Still, Throne of Darkness is a lot of fun. It has this great traditional Japanese soundtrack that meshes perfectly with the ambient noise. More importantly though, the gameplay is solid, and you get this real sense of progression not only from leveling, but also when you're crafting new gear. If you went online with friends, it was a player versus environment system, where everyone was racing to defeat the Dark Warlord. If you killed him, you'd take his place and have to defend the castle yourself from the other players.
You have destroyed their leader.
At the same time, there's also PvP going on. You could invade another player's citadel and attempt to kill their leader, effectively dropping them from the game. There was always this intense adrenaline rush whenever someone else was invading your castle. Playing with friends always had this kind of King of the Hill meets free-for-all chaos, and it was a really unique experience. This game might be a Diablo clone, but it is remarkably fun. If you can never get enough old-school action RPGs, if you love challenging games, and if you enjoy the Japanese mythos, then you owe it to yourself to play Throne of Darkness.
You have done well.